The actual third race in the order is performed, but we're going to pretend it's the fourth race. Starts us off in the second part of this episode. And it is a drenched Circuit de la Sarthe, playing host to it, and I know Logan is incensed by looking at that chicane right there. If we're trying to make, you know, a world championship, we're not going to run on outdated layouts, you know? At that point, might as well just run the version of Monza from 1965 and run on the oval. Except, well, we couldn't even get into Monza because it was busy doing something else this week, so fuck 'em.
Yeah, plus we did call and ask. We are apparently not even allowed to use the oval.
Nothing is, except for photo shoots.
Yeah, I even tried to write them a blank check.
Something about liability or some shit.
Also, you're supposed to write an amount on the check.
We are away. It is barely wet enough for intermediate tires, but there are intermediates out there. A Corvette 1-2 as we take off from the starting grid. We'll see how long that lasts for. Barbara's already nearly sliding off the track. And,
I remember. Yeah.
And Noir is our POV driver for this one.
I remember not enjoying this race in particular.
I don't
think
really anyone did outside of like two.
Here I am in the back trying to ascertain whether I should have put pontoons and a propeller on my car or what.
This is not Gadget Racers.
Luckily, we did bring a boat.
Brought two, arguably. Behold, the one thing your car can do well, and still can't do it any better than these two in front of it.
Yeah.
Demon Search should have bought a Corvette.
They have.
You don't want us to bring that here.
It would probably not be able to stop for Mulsanne Corner and probably whack somebody into the kitty litter.
No, we have not adhered to Mulsanne. That actually did care of Mulsanne. Well, here at Le Mans, and it did go into the Mulsanne Corner. And it stopped.
What a shot, by the way. Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Nico getting two for the price of one, maybe, but no traction out there. And immediately loses them both.
Special.
She tried haggling a deal and it wound up blowing up in her face.
Oh, that looks like madness up here.
Some cars are getting real acquainted with each other.
Yeah, but I've had enough of this other Lamborghini. Dom broke so fucking weird for Mulsanne. I had to take almost off the road just to not run him over. Nico thought about that, but just could not. You could not hope to break that late in a car that weighs 2 1/5 tons. Ice defending from Noir into, I think this is Arnage.
Yep.
Somehow I think she's managed to out-accelerate the all-wheel drive car. Okay, no, never mind, no she hasn't. Actually, Brian Ice managed to out-accelerate Nico despite, you know, going defensive into that corner. Yeah, that 1300 horsepower here is going to look more comparable to the dog on hardwood floor experience. Need a fucking PhD in theoretical physics just to even put the power down in these conditions with a car like that. Frenny's got a comfortable-ish lead. Oh my
She's
lord.
got the previous winner of the championship right on her heels, though. And in the same car, no less. Oh, you're better than that, Katsuragi.
I don't really know what she was doing there. I was gonna say, wow, the entire top 10 have gotten through the first lap cleanly. But no.
Whoops. Oh, golly.
Ooh, bunch of pit stops.
Well, not hard for me to figure out what happened there. Yep.
Concertina effect.
So, Sir Hatcher, care to explain?
I just explained. Concertina effect.
Is your name Hatcher?
Concertina effect.
Noir,
Thanks for the cue card, Riker. Thank you.
as Noir picks off the wounded NSX. Maybe, not really. Now Veronica's trying to go down the inside of Brian Ice. Clearly she's still not happy after being defeated back at Trial Mountain. She's trying to do too much.
I feel like she might meet up with Kent and start going, you know, fuck those Lamborghinis.
I'm just being ganged up by the Italian cars these past few weeks. With these past few races.
Behold what a supercar does with its natural engine.
You merely adopted the high horsepower. We were born with it, molded by it.
Nico didn't learn her lesson from the first lap. There's no traction out there. I swear to God, I see you and Noir battle for position every week.
Ooh.
Brian Ice, well,
Oh.
that one predictably.
Oh, that's what happened. I kind of laid on the brakes there, Ice. And then Nico comes into frame. I'm like, oh, wait a minute.
There's a corner.
I don't think she was getting that stopped
there was
either.
the breaking point. I feel like a lot of us are missing our breaking points because, like, oh wow, we haven't raced in the rain in a little bit. At least not in these vehicles.
Yeah, and, well, I mean, Nico's is not helped by the fact that her car weighs 2 tons. I don't think Veronica has that
too.
excuse. That barely weighs a ton. That probably is half of Nico's weight. She still missed. Around the outside, and then down the inside. Basically a crossover attack, so far as the definitions go. And Ice just smacked into your ass.
Yeah. Me and him are
Revenge.
going to have a nice little conversation post-race. By the way, Riker, have you seen my brass knuckles?
Well,
My
Logan,
brother
I
in
can
Christ, the
tell
race was
you-
last week.
Logan, you do realize he's got 2 pretty tough bodyguards with him. I'd suggest
Logan has like
Katie.
19.
I have Katie.
In that case, how does a shitload of greenback sound?
I don't think Logan's forgiveness can be bought. The Ford
Surely there's a
chicanes.
price.
Right, interesting.
See?
The 2 Corvettes have indeed held that lead for a while now. The entire race up to this point is Noir just gonna dust to that F12 on a straight. Or try. Yep,
Around the
sneaks around the outside.
And
Got him ahead.
Snake strikes. An American 1-2-3.
Corvette versus Viper.
And the FIA, if they're watching this, just had a mental breakdown.
It's a mental breakdown.
I'm doing that.
It works funnier when they're involved.
And also an NFR 1-3 NFR 1-3, and based on the exit Noir just got, that's a 1-2.
Well, let's hope these two strong personalities don't trip over each other and then hand the win back over to Barbara.
What's funny is that at B, oh, hi Dom. Nope, Eric's not taking that.
Feels like Scuderia Fidanzi has been more having rival interactions with Pacific Spirit than they have been Porsche AG at this point, it feels like.
Yeah, the Porsches have, I mean, Stephanie's right here. They've been near the front, they've just never had to, it seems like they've never had to pass the Fidanzi cars to get it. As the NFR do a battle into the second chicane.
Yep.
Slipstream in Noir's corner. Who's the bravest at Mulsanne? Doesn't even matter, does it? Oh, no, it does matter. Are you gonna get that stopped? How? Another drag race heading towards Indianapolis.
Also, like to point out that these cars are so fast, even in the wet. The fastest lap of the race would have been enough to qualify on pole for the GT class at Le Mans this year.
Yeah, I tend to get that with horsepower figures that I think dwarf the hypercars. We just lack the cornering grip that they do.
Ooh, speaking of grip, side by side, how's the
Yeah, Penny could not find any. That is the open invitation for one Victoria Noir to steal the lead from her driver. Unless Penny decides to go full homicide mode into the Ford chicanes, I think that's basically sealing the deal for the French driver.
Home soil.
Sort of. In a sense.
I don't think she feels any attachment to France. She just runs the flag because somebody told her that her name was French in our own language. Yeah, no, Penny is nowhere nearby. I'll see if Dom does something. Doesn't seem like it. No, Barbara still broke late to cover.
Smart, not stupid.
And Noir will grab the W. 1-2 for NFR though. That's going to be a huge key point payout. Barbara, Eric, and Dom, and then Eric. Round out your top 5. Stephanie with the quiet 6th. Just kind of existing in this race. And then 7-8 for Blue Strata, which isn't terrible considering how some teams performed this week. Or this round, I should say. But now that things are in the correct order, we can make a proper check-in on the point situation just shy of the halfway mark here. Whenever my tablet would wish to cooperate. There we go. So after the 4th race, the points leader is me, despite getting backhanded by Veronica at the Ford chicanes. Then again, everybody in the top part of the points has been backhanded at least once. And I'm just the one that minimized the backhanding by getting 2/10. Followed closely by Stephanie Kaiser, 4 points off of my 64 in total. Then Dom DePrisco at 53. Noir and Nico tied at 51. Brian Ice at 50, Vincent Houston at 48, and David Danvers at 46. Nobody else is even within a full race worth of points, so even if Charlotte in 9th place won the next race, she still could not take the points lead away.
Mm-hmm.
And then also the team points, that's right. This is not the column I wanted, spreadsheet. This is still not the column I wanted. There we go. Well, yes, NFR did take home the maximum 39 points from this race. Their total points from the other three barely even add up to 39. So they're only 4th in points after that. It's actually Mercury leading the way after round 4. 115 points versus Pacific Spirit's 103, Porsche AG's 101, and then NFR and Blue Strata were both tied at 82 coming out of, well, Deep Forest. Unsurprisingly, Sam Squadron, who can't seem to stop hitting things, is way at the bottom of the table with a mere 60. Nearly half of them coming from race 2, where Danvers won the race. But, with that situation report, on to race 5. There's my controller. Point of the championship, and we head back to the United States for Watkins Glen. Shut up, Logan. I know it's the longer layout. I know it kills you, but we need a passing zone here. I know that the heel isn't the best one, but it's better than nothing. Definitely another... This is more of a high-speed cornering track than just a high-speed track. Yeah, straight line speed helps, but I think it's more important to be able to take the first half of this track at full pelt. And God knows Demon Sports can't do that, despite the fact that they spend a decent chunk of time testing here. Almost as much as they do at Road Atlanta itself.
Yeah, the farm team has did a lot more testing here than we have Demon Sports been at our main facility in Red Atlanta.
Corning Museum of Glass. New glass, wow. Goofy sign. It's so weird seeing like familiar... It's so weird seeing like familiar brands advertising like familiar brands advertising at this track that wouldn't advertise anywhere else. Shit like fucking Cheez-It, I think, is still on the outside of turn 2 here.
Geico!
Geico doesn't sponsor anything else and anywhere else we run.
Corning!
Also, and yeah, Xfinity, General Tire, you don't see those anywhere else. Go bowling! Alright,
we
Roman.
will in fact be doing that in turn 1.
Oh no, no. It's gonna happen, isn't it?
Well, we'll see, whatever it is, as we go racing at the Glen. Logan is on the front row, so now you don't have any excuses. And it was even Noir on the front row, but Stephanie Kaiser would like to change that.
Nowhere to go but down.
Stephanie kind of pinched Noir on the way out of the S's there, but we continue on.
Spicy.
And I was the POV driver in this race, and lap 1 was mostly survival for me, despite the fact that I'm on the weirdest line possible, because I was forced down here on exit. Oh, jeez, Garrison. And so many cars just started mowing the lawn there. Vincent hit something. Rebecca, they both hit something. Oh boy. One of those somethings is Barbara.
They didn't go bowling on the alleyway though, which is interesting.
Murcielago versus Murcielago, and it's Veronica getting dusted. And then they get blocked by my own teammate. And the Veronica sends it on.
Ambitious pass there. Ambitious attempt at a pass, rather.
Didn't learn anything from the last round, huh, Veronica? Which was technically 2 rounds ago, but shh. We don't talk about that. We don't talk about Bruno.
You're the one who brought it up, brother.
Meanwhile, as we finished lap 1, I had a lead while trying to hold off a pissed off German.
An aerodynamic German.
I thought she was acrobatic. I just owned Fenny around the outside.
Y'all need to stop talking to Storm with the dodge.
You think I talked to that guy? Somebody else gets a talking to, though, I tell you that.
Oh! Like maybe Charlotte after this race? Or
Yeah.
maybe you?
Meanwhile, we had a game of grab ass between these two. Kaiser has taken the lead.
Yeah, a little overshadowed by her teammate trying to destroy the admin.
Run into turn 1 and the little bump and run.
It was the slightest nudge. I think you probably expected more and were trying to get out of the way for a bump that didn't really come. By the looks of that angle, anyway.
Yeah.
And then we crossed the damn hill, and I gave her as much space as humanly possible, but I do have to avoid the grass, and nope. We don't do that here.
200. And... Huh, only
I gave her
200 pinball points.
I gave her a bumper. That's, smacked the diffuser off her car, maybe. I don't think I get that lucky.
Yeah.
Well... Oh! Kansei Drifto. Holy shit.
I'm
Good
still
save.
shocked. Yeah, I'm still shocked I saved this. The fucking angle that Fenny watches me take is, she again forces me into the dirt. Like, I don't save that if I'm not 4-wheel drive. Let's just face it here.
Yeah, you should not be seeing your opponent's door number.
No one sleep at Watkins Glen. All night pushing the line.
France will soon be on fire. Or at least her garage down in France.
Okay, Winter.
I'm about to make Strassen Works' business go up 10%.
Oh, Isis is gonna beat your ass for saying that.
Speaking of Kaisers, any new developments up front, you reckon?
No, Stephanie is just making good on her escape plan.
Ooh, let's see here, going in.
Oh my god! Eric, remove head from ass. There was a car there, but...
You gotta break.
Wowzers.
Yeah, remove head from ass so Riker can put a boot in it.
Definitely not the sort of behavior I'd be expecting from a driver of his caliber. Oh my god.
Yeah, no,
Wow.
that's not like him.
Certainly can't say you didn't
Remove
see
head
me
from
there.
ass.
You certainly can't say you didn't see me there. My car is highlighter green.
Okay, head removed from ass. Don't let me catch it up there again.
It's a nice car. Don't risk losing it for good.
Yeah.
And
I'll
here
have to go to Zorka
we
Bros. Scrap and salvage.
Yeah, I knew I had.
Fastest cars on track versus one of the toughest cars to pass on track.
With the mood I was in, I didn't really care who was in front of me. And then you go defensive, because of course you do, but I kind of knew that was coming anyway, so... Yeah, I knew I had front aero damage, but at this point I was trooping on just out of spite, more or less. Why Stephanie defended into this corner, I will never know, but it made my life a little easier.
You might take it from her. It's not... Wasn't even the halfway point, and already... Oh, wait a minute. Surely in the next few
Crossover
corners we'll
attack.
nail it down. There you are. No.
Up through the hill.
Some pretty high stakes here.
Light door bang?
At least unlike her
Light
teammate,
draft?
at least unlike her teammate, Stephanie didn't go for any kind of payback.
And here's Penny as she
Another crossover. We've got more crossovers than Super Smash Brothers at this point.
Just
Remember the
side
new
by
Sonic racing
side.
Now this is pod racing.
No, this is Watkins Glen.
No, this is Patrick.
And finally,
He's getting a little close there, though.
I think Stephanie reacted to Fenny as much as she did try to actually overtake me there.
Meanwhile, I was
Nice,
sitting back and
just like what
forth
we're doing.
just laughing the entire time because I was expecting the big one to occur.
No,
Someone
because
looking cool can still win.
because Stephanie has this thing called a level of maturity.
Yeah, but I know how you race when you're pissed off.
And
You
here
make
we're
me
about
sound
to
like
end
you.
lap 3, lap 4. Here we go. This time
Basically,
it's 6.
yeah, an entire lap it took me to finally finish that.
And now you gotta run like hell. And I'm trying to run like hell.
Aren't we all?
We're all trying to run like hell.
Well,
My get out of head.
one of us is somebody's just existing.
Fenny down the inside of the 992. Big curb hop.
At least it was nice and quiet back where I was at.
Yeah, I'm glad we talked Watkins Glen into letting us use the old curve system in the bus stop. That would have been dangerous with the way it is nowadays.
Bumper to the back of the 200. No damage. Stoppable force meets a movable object with these two practically. Another bumper to the back of the 200. Jesus.
Meanwhile, battle for fourth as, overtake
Ice.
for fourth.
Yeah, Ice has mugged you. And the other Pacific Spirit driver is trying to take a spot away from Nico. Around the outside. And suddenly Ice finds himself in contention for second place after all of that. Going for
Yeah.
third, bumper to the back of the 200. Oh, that's damage.
Well, that's damage. I'm pretty sure that's gonna damage him too. Yep, exactly.
And Fenny wins by doing absolutely nothing.
Just
That
walking
would've-
good luck, bad luck. Yeah.
That would have been fun to be a fly on the wall for that post-race discussion.
Maybe a little bit of a scuffle outside the paddock that I had to break up after the race.
Meanwhile, I'm continuing to drop like a rock.
Yeah, the Glen is good for high-speed cornering, not for top speed, so...
Yeah.
At the very least, the person you're directly behind is reasonably evenly matched with you, I reckon.
Yeah, and I know every inside and out of my car and the car directly behind me. But yeah, I am still having a conversation with a certain mechanic after this.
Well, I'm hoping Garrison doesn't turn into a cruise missile in one of his.
And in go Ice and Kaiser. Danvers nearly adds to the chaos.
Yep.
White flag, all bets are off. It's me versus Fenny, but it's not really all that close at the current moment.
Anything can happen.
Yeah, for one was still slightly paranoid of something like a tire rub or some shit, considering I went to war with Charlotte and then Eric did that. I don't even know how else to say that.
Right-hand corner.
Lost spatial awareness, basically.
Spotter said clear. He was in fact not clear.
It doesn't help. We don't really have spotters here.
The spotter happens to be sitting in the driver's seat.
Yeah, these cars have mirrors, so spotters aren't quite as required. I mean, NASCAR has them in rear view, but no side ones.
Andy Sports still has a do for each driver here, just as a special precaution.
Ooh. Spicy. Stuck his nose probably where it doesn't belong.
Around the outside. Danvers has been doing a lot of that in this championship. His aggression is going to get his team 19 points, but he and his buddy are not making a whole lot of friends this season, or this series. And so that is a W for myself.
I believe you're second of the championship.
Yeah, I think I was the only person to repeat wins. Second for Danvers, third for Fenny. Dom, yourself, granted fifth after Brian and Stephanie tripped over each other. And a quick...
I think I was somewhere like 10th or 11th or 12th and something like that.
Right in the middle of 10th, yeah.
Yeah. Well, this was a race of all time for me.
You kept the car clean, and that's just kind of the fruits of that labor in itself.
Mm-hmm.
Whilst I fight my own big thumbs to try and get the correct information to display on my spreadsheet. Suffice to say, this absolutely helped my point standings. Winning the race, watching Stephanie get backhanded by Brian Ice, meant that I walk out of this race with a 14-point lead over Dom DePrisco. And then Nico is 4 points back from him. Danvers somehow ends up fourth in points after all of this. And Stephanie falls to fifth after getting demoted to 19th in this race.
Oof. Oofta. That is quite the hit from where she was.
That's a lot of damage.
We've seen a lot of 20th to first, but very rarely do we see like a, you know, as high up to that low.
A third to 19th.
Yep. Unfortunate.
Well, only halfway, still time to recover. And not a whole lot changed in the scope of team points. Demon Sports does get a decent jump here, as does Scuderia Ferranzi, but this middling race puts Black Stallion tied last, tied with Blue Strata, because 32 points for Sam Squadron carried them from last to 8th. But Mercury's points lead only gets bigger, now 27 points over Pacific Spirit, And then it's 40 points from Mercury to Porsche. 41 from Porsche to, from Mercury to NFR. And then Scuderia Fidonzi is basically best of the rest at the current moment. We've just had a lot of very alright races in the Fidonzi camp. And if I do recall, they continued to do so for pretty much the whole championship, so... But with that settled, on to the 2/3 mark, round 6, to cap off the second part of this championship. Round 6 of the Challenge Series World Championship, we visit South America for the singular time, because there's only one track here that matters, pretty much. I literally cannot think of any other track in this entire continent.
Buenos Aires. Anyways.
Yeah, I guess.
Rio.
A track that doesn't exist yet. Anyway, South American circuits aside, yeah, Interlagos will host the 2/3 mark of the championship. With still technically anybody's game, mathematically, but I think you can logically rule out a handful of suspects at this point. Certainly don't think we'll be seeing somebody like John Garrison or Katie Rose at the bottom of the table making a, what is that, a 60-point comeback in Garrison's case? That's 3 whole races he's down from me.
Yeah, that's... I think we can and probably will eliminate him after this race.
Yeah, unless he, like, literally wins. Spoiler alert, he doesn't. But for most of the field, it's still within a race or two, so... Even Charlotte, who's 12th in points, 36 back from me, could win 2 races in a row and suddenly, oh, what do you look at that? She's first or second in points, depending on how I did. And we are away from Interlagos. Stephanie on pole again. I feel like this is not the first time she started there. And Veronica gets ice off the line. Did I see that right? Dom DeFrisco is the POV driver for this one, and he's also made a very rapid start in his 4-wheel drive Huracan up to all the way down to the grass for 11th. Oh boy. That is Danvers tagged by Katie. Oh boy. I'm literally struggling to keep up with this man on the scoreboard. Now he's up to 9th, ahead of Thrasher. We're not even really halfway through the lap, Briscoe. Calm down. And there he goes for 8th, shoots around the outside of McIntosh, and slides through. In the background we also see you versus Charlotte. Gee, I can't help but notice she didn't try and smack you out of the way.
Maybe she didn't register that. Wait a minute, this is the guy next to me.
Me and Nico had a sneaking suspicion that that wasn't the entire reason why that happened. Maybe there were no orders, but I feel like there was still definitely a part of Charlotte that tried to play teams the wrong way.
She played rear gunner to the 11th degree.
Yeah, quite literally is, and she may as well have had a damn 50 cal. Wait, she tried to kill me twice.
Come on, Porsche hasn't been in the war business for about 80 years.
There's gonna be a jar off to your left with money. Put money in it before you leave. It's the World War II reference jar.
6th already for Dom, trying to wriggle his way up to 5th, but Noir is just being a little more difficult to pass. Unsurprisingly, he's not quite able to just use the chaos of lap 1 to make up bundles of places like he was. But Huracan also just a little bit sluggish at medium speed. I think that thing is just a little bulky, but you wouldn't notice it as much as you would in, say, Nico's car or even Katie's. Jeez, what a drift there.
I feel like in corners it's probably a lot more prone to chasing its tail as well, as opposed to the much longer, and probably a lot more planted Murcielagos.
Yeah, but at these tighter hairpins, you can also use that to your advantage if you know what the car will do.
Right. With how long Dom DePrisco's had this Huracan, that's more likely a possibility.
I don't think he'd have chosen this car if he wasn't prepared to deal with its traits, so to speak.
Perhaps a lot more obliging than his old Diablo.
Yeah, it doesn't quite have that killer instinct. Brian Ice not putting up too much of a fight against his teammate. He clearly sees the pace that 88 car is demonstrating at the moment. Basically saying, go get him, Tiger.
Seal the deal.
Tiger, horse.
Knew it was coming.
I'm grabbing my wallet.
Like the NSX is better on the way into these hairpins, and then the Porsche is better on the way out, courtesy of all-wheel drive. And they're both about even in terms of power. Just that Kaiser can put hers down better because, you know, four-wheel drive.
Yeah, literally the only real difference at that point is just MR versus rear-engined four-wheel drive.
And then we have mid-engine four-wheel drive fastly approaching their location.
The best of both worlds.
Exactly what I was going to say.
Get out of my head now.
Oh, Barber just sneaks ahead of you. And easy to forget there's like 20 cars on the track. Kind of made the usual Cardinal sin of only focusing on like the front three.
It's okay, Mike Joy.
We've done that for the past 5 races at this point, I reckon.
To be fair, that's also where a bunch of the chaos and stupidity has occurred.
Right.
Yeah, outside of Watkins Glen, where Charlotte Riel attempted to, in quotations, help Stephanie. It's probably both help Stephanie and, ew, that's a guy, but like, I still can't believe neither of you voted on a penalty for that of any kind, but I guess at the same time that would have totally screwed their team over, so I don't know.
Well, yes, it was aggressive. I thought it wasn't overly egregious as compared to other stuff that has happened.
Like, say, a certain Porsche driver at the last race.
It's not as bad as, like the incident between the Mopar team and the Porsche team earlier in the year.
Seeming a common denominator here. Crossover attack from DePrisco.
Both know that was on the, that one Mopar guy. You were literally there for that.
Yeah, and he also happens to hate Porsches, so a little bit of a bias there as well.
Which one hates Porsches?
The third commentator in the booth with us.
Well, shit, I guess I don't hate an entire gender like the person that put me in the grass at 160.
We got a solution for that. If necessary.
I would say common denominator implies that Porsche was the aggressor every single time.
Yeah.
No, but it can also imply, you know, always being put in positions where you're likely to get caught in wrecks, or just be the kind of person that a person would want to wreck, regardless of whether or not you've done something yet.
So anyways, we got a Lamborghini in first, now we got a Lamborghini in second.
Yeah, everybody was kung fu fighting. Good gutter run on that curb. I'm sorry, Dom.
I think the vehicle's too low slung for that.
You can kind of get a little something going on.
Maybe a little something, but not anything worth the risk.
Another
Put a
huge
foot wrong on
overspeed.
them
With fame and glory
But
on the line, anything is on the table.
Yeah, just a race ago, this was second and third in points. Or no, first and third in points. They're both trying to play catch up against me. Back here in 8th, just kind of minding my own business. Mainly because I don't have the speed to get any higher up. Fender to fender. Dom's car didn't seem to want to turn there. And Veronica re-enters the picture. They're still too wide, by the way. Jesus. Oh boy.
Ooh! Doesn't look like there's any damage on. There doesn't look like there's any damage on Pacific Spirit. Porsche. Okay, that was as oxymoronic as it is to say a clean hit.
And just a door check.
It wasn't even a door check. I think it was Dom was forced into the grass by Stephanie running slightly wide, and the contact resulted from his car not much liking the lawn. It's not a Lamborghini.
don't-
This one's not a tractor.
For now.
Don't think order's gonna be changed up too much from here on out, because he's definitely putting some distance in between that Porsche and his Lambo.
Now, at this point, the only battle that's really left is between literally 3 admins for 6th
It's
place.
for 6th. Yeah, exactly.
Oh,
Well, we thought as much, but apparently we missed some. Let's see, what does DePrisco do here? Oh, he just whiffs the brake. I know he's trying to arc it in late, and Stephanie doesn't do that. That's what happens here. And now he's been thrown offline. But there's that drive
What's gonna
off.
happen when you just leave the door wide fucking open for her? Hi, first place is right here, and you can have it.
Oh, that's a door
Ooh,
check right
oh.
there. That one's just an actual, like, collision battling
here
for the
we
lead.
go. Off the final braking
Drag
zone.
race to the start, finish. Okay.
Porsche
Oh,
outside,
big door
Lamborghini
check.
inside. They are door checking at the line. Crossover attack. Is it gonna be enough? Show it.
Dom managed
Wow.
to barely hang on to the fucking car and take the victory at Interlagos. So I
Man,
attempt at
Pacific
blocking.
Spirit.
It blares the horn of disapproval,
Uh-huh.
but he is the one that ends up winning the race nonetheless.
Well,
Yeah, I
that's
can-
a fight I had to fucking break up.
Another one. Yeah,
There's a
we
lot
had-
riding on this championship. Tensions were gonna run high, but I wasn't counting on it being this high. Jesus.
Yeah, I mean, like, I can get it here. If I'm Dom here, I'm just trying to take the widest arc and get the best way out. I don't expect Stephanie to just go for it from here. So I think that's just kind of what happened, and then because Dom was thrown offline by Stephanie suddenly appearing, that's the only reason we have this battle, and then the slide is because Dom is trying to take the line while asking too much of the brakes in a mid-engine car. That's going to be a little rear heavy because it's rear-wheel drive.
Just
Rear-wheel
pinch
drive,
on the
mid-engine.
curb. And ooh,
There's something to be said about seeing his overconfidence in some of those corners a little bit, and then seeing trust in big letters on the back of his car.
trust and stupidity.
But that was he still hung on. I guess that's the important thing.
Not quite your best work there, Dom. I'm not gonna lie there, brother.
I'll make
So-
the popcorn.
This race closed the gap. I did average, but considering the two who would end up being my closest title rivals after this went 1-2, could have probably done with another overtake or two. I'm now 7 over Dominic, who is 9 over Stephanie, who is 6 over Noir. Keen mathematicians will realize that that means that, yes, Noir is 22 back from me, 4th in points. So, only 3 cars are within a single race worth of points at this, and there's still 3 races to go. If we didn't all vote on a 9-race finale, I would have been the champion right then and there, despite a mediocre race. But I wanted to have.
Democracy.
Yeah, I wanted to have. Well, I voted for it too, but I wanted to have grandeur. I should have just taken. I should have just taken the money and run. But and then
Putting on a good show.
And then teams Mercury Racing remains the points leaders, but only by 9. As Pacific Spirit made up 37 points in this race with a 1-4 result.
Stop the count.
Yeah, imagine we'd have a Mercury Constructor or Teams Championship and me as the Drivers Champion, but no, our work's not fucking done yet. Porsche 29
To be continued.
immediately-ish, and then yeah,
Immediately.
Porsche and NFR are actually tied at 140. So with an awkward race from Mercury, either one of those two could be the points leader coming out of round 7 if things line up correctly.